Hello and welcome back to Sao Paulo, where Fnatic come away with a massive Map 1 victory over Loud in 13-8 fashion. We're going to break down all the happenings of that map, but I'm sorry, can we start with the fact that Boaster went for a round 1 knife in the grand final? What is wrong with that man?
Trying to put the fear of God in him, you know? I think it might have worked.
I mean, what a way to set the tone for the entire matchup. But what a game from Fnatic. They keep their flawless streak. They send Loud to have their second ever loss on this map. And the way they played was absolutely fantastic. I think this Viper comp is definitely something that can be a little hard to play around, a little bit hard to think about. But Fnatic called against it perfectly.
Yeah, the only other loss was against Optic in their very first Grand Finals appearance. So this is their third now. And you really did expect, Josh and Brent were mentioning it, the fact that they should be favored on this map. But I think Fnatic came out with the exact same ultimate prowess that we saw on Fracture on this map too. This round 5 from Leo was phenomenal. I'm surprised that Loud is giving them the space to have this sort of opportunity. The pause in the approach was really what killed them here, but Chronicle and Leo are working so well together.
And that was what was fantastic for Fnatic this map. They came in with a good game plan of how to counter out this Viper. You wait for the utility to go down, you pop with these faster takes, but they also had great calls on the fly, particularly with Leo, with Chronicle, like you're talking about. That coordination was on point, and the quickness at which they come up with these plans is so impressive.
Yeah, Fnatic playing with fluidity from the very early rounds, Achilleos. And taking a look at one specific matchup, we've already said his name plenty, Leo, but we also have to talk about the other side, Cowanzine, putting a big focus on this one because Leo feels like he's in his comfort zone.
No, he absolutely has. And I mean, the prince that was promised, as Sideshow put it there on the cast, this guy has been an absolute treat, a front runner for MVP, and he kicks off this series just absolutely crushing. 329 coming out on this initiator, a 3.0 KD. Cowanzine on the opposite side. We didn't see the same sort of impact performances from him, the same plays that we've seen from Cowanzine in the past, but Leo was all over this map.
I think part of it is because this game was not relatively close, and I think Cowanzine is the guy who is able to actually help Loud when it's in chaos. For Leo, his first Grand Finals appearance here, he does that, 23-12, top fragger on the server.
19 years old.
It's Finals MVP level stuff if he continues this type of run, and he's already had a tournament.
Yeah, he very much is on that course. It is incredible to watch this guy play. And for Loud, it puts him in such a tough position because even when it felt like they had these good ideas, when they found the key back in, Fnatic has that star power. They have Leo, they have Chronicle clutching up in those late rounds.
I think the biggest concern for me is that in addition to Cowanzine obviously kind of getting blown out of the water there compared to Leo, as far as just those individual players are concerned, we weren't able to see him setting things up for Aspas, who ends up bottom fragging in this lobby. This is that Jet stomping ground, and unfortunately, Aspas was not really able to step up to the plate here.
I think one of the pitfalls of that comp is just having a Sky. They don't have a Sova to actually drone in Aspas. Like Josh was mentioning, they don't have as much tools to get through. All you really have is to flash Durka off an angle. So you're really reserved to doing that, and I think that is where Aspas struggles as well. Another note as well on the Sky compositions in general, Loud actually has been struggling against Ops. Early on that defense side, Durka did start to get going, and I think they need to start fixing those issues, and I'm not sure where in the map pool they're going to be able to do that.
They really will have to work on that because they are very much dedicated to these double controller comps, the Harbor to the Sky. It's one of their main game plans thus far this tournament, and I think it is a worrying sign that Fnatic has found that that solution so early on. On top of that, also, throughout this game, what I was impressed with was Boaster and the way that he was playing. This guy has wanted to lift a trophy for so incredibly long, and the plays he was making on Omen, it's clear that he wants this to be the final.
Looking for Loud to step it up in this second map, but it's going to be a difficult thing when you've got Fnatic firing off the way they are. We had him being a difference maker yesterday for Fnatic. The question is, will he be the same today? As we take a look at Alphayer warming up in our AIM lab, a shoot-around a little bit earlier. This guy didn't have to do too much work, if I'm being honest, on map number 1, and that's the nice thing about the way the Fnatic's playing, is that now he can look to step up map 2 and really shut out Loud.
Yeah, I think not having to do much work is maybe an understatement because I think his role allows for him to just do what he needs to do, and that gives room for Boaster, that gives room for Leo, that gives room for Chronicle as well, and Durka as well to just be there as an anchor. Alphayer I think did quite well. I think the flanks could have been a little bit better though on his end.
Yeah.
Next we go to Fracture. Mimi, talk to me here because we already have Fnatic taking Loud's map choice. Now they go to their own.
This is a map we have seen from both these teams, and it's looked good thus far, but I am a little bit worried about Loud. This is the second map out of both Split and Fracture that they're going to be playing, or at least we expect them to play into this double duelist composition. And I think we saw in their semifinal appearance versus DRX, a lot of the weaknesses of that composition get exploited a little bit. And Fnatic thus far, the way that they have been playing, it seems like they've been doing a really good job at giving space and then going in for these really well set up retakes, which I think could continue on their defensive side here on Fracture.
Yeah, I think one of the weaknesses, even going back to the semifinals, that I thought throughout the first stage of that alpha bracket was Sadak leading on that race, and how he actually has to get impacted with that too, because he is not a star player. He is a very good player, but he's still the IGL.
As we hop into the Prime Gaming agent select for Fracture, Achilleos, one of my concerns here for Loud is that this was the map we cited when we talked about Fnatic's coordination, their control of the orbs, and so it feels like they're even more so in exactly the place they want to be.
Yeah, but they did just play it yesterday, so plenty to watch there from the side of Loud, who, granted, did suffer a loss to DRX on this map. DRX are incredibly well drilled at it, so I don't think you can excuse it. For me, the big people to watch here, still, it's going to be Cowanzine, and then it's going to be Chronicle on the opposite side. The breaches, determining what the tempo of these pushes, these attacks coming into the sites is going to be. If Chronicle and Cowanzine can have a similar impact to each other, this could be a really close map.
In this first half, I'm looking at the post plants and the retakes. Fnatic fantastic in these posts, but Loud plays forward in their retakes. They're great at them.
We're ready for map number 2 to get underway. Can Loud strike back and bring us to a 1-1 as we send it back to our casters of Brennan Sideshow for the call?
There lies the question, doesn't it? Fnatic striking that first blow in this best-of-5 grand finals, and we'll see if Loud can answer in kind, returning fire on a map pick that's not theirs as we head into Fracture.
And I think this is the moment where those players that have been to 2 grand finals before, I'm looking towards Sadak, I'm looking at Aspas and Les, the veterans of this squad, to really step up and act as examples and role models to Cowanzine and Tuis to show them how it's done and how you perform when the pressure is on. Especially for Aspas in his role from going rookie to veteran. I think he's been great in these high pressure moments, but this is how he's having to shift. No longer the rookie superstar of the team, now he also has the responsibilities of leading his team mentally at times.
Early presence there from the utility. Nade up close, and look at that. Swarm into position. Les is in trouble. Leaps and bounds away from the site and barely gets away with his life. It's a faster play still. Loud look to try and fight them. From the back entrance there of Arcades. Cowanzine so low. Leo still holding a close corner. That's lovely. Util responded with though the flash. And they do deal with it. 2 years. Fantastic play. Still Durka. Traded. 2v3, Fnatic players doubled up in tower. Vital pistol round, really getting down to the bare bone elements. Aspas, do you want to try and take this fight? A bit of damage. Molly at his feet. Space to the fuse, out for year. Pressure from the back, don't want to go for it. No time being played. Running forwards, out for year. An absolute madman. No health left, but no time either. And it's Loud who will be shut down.
Big opener for Fnatic. Starting out strong here on Fracture, their map pick. And I thought that Loud had an opportunity to win that one. When Fnatic had sent all of their players arcade, and you saw Les be able to wiggle out into stairs. Tuis gets 2, Aspas with the trade. Both teams playing that pistol very well. But just not quite able to apply the same pressure and get somebody on the spike to defuse it. And Fnatic's positioning rewarded.
They are looking unfazed. They command that first map lead here. Starting things off on the right foot once more. Pistol round for them, looking to see if they can convert.
And it is really interesting that Loud picked defense side, because that was where they were struggling so much against DRX. When DRX shut this down, this double duelist idea, it was because they couldn't really contest enough on the defense side. So there's got to be a different idea here, maybe some kind of anti-strat coming out from the mind of Sadak.
Maybe just some heroics. Weapons aren't good. Loud forced to try and take some unfavorable fights. Alfia is on one right now. Bullet through the wall leaves Aspas very injured.
And Alfia is very close to his ultimate too. It's another big thing to keep track of when you're watching Fnatic on this map, and frankly any map. Bit of sound bait, draws 3 players to A. Nicely done. But yeah, keep a track of those ultimates. You heard the desk talking about it too. But they are very good at being able to fight for space.
And it's Leo who's trying to sell this one. He's dragged them all towards him. A lightning rod. Attracting that ire of Loud. He will fall, and he does hand over the gun, but the space was gained. Fnatic, that was their goal.
Yeah, and it was only a stinger, right? So it's not like it's a major weapon for 2E's to use. Should be easy cleanup here for Fnatic. But they're going to try and keep as many players alive as possible. They've got 2 Bulldogs and a Vandal to hold off into the next.
Turn in his face.
I think another big thing here, though, Brent, to keep track of for the people at home is that it's not just about them picking the ult orbs up. Oh, hello, 2Es.
I get a bit of confidence back, why not?
Yeah, that's decent. It also takes one of the Bulldogs, presumably, out of the hand of Fnatic. They're going to keep a Bulldog and a Vandal into the next. But what I was saying, Fnatic are not just going to be able to get ults online, but the plans that they make with those ults, the machinations of Boaster's depraved mind at times are truly unfathomable. If you're going into a ranked game and you see, oh, there's a Killjoy ult, or oh, there's a Brim ult, normally you have a good idea of what the opponent's going to do with that. Against Fnatic, they have so many unique ideas. You saw it in the pre-show, the desk showing you the C's into Boaster's ultimate that they ran to trap players over defending sand. They have so many unique ways of being able to combo them, and it makes coming up with a game plan to prevent that very tough.
Even weaponry. It's Loud who look to try and fight back. They have the guns, but do they have this idea? Look at this, creeping. On the north side, a drop, that's Fnatic. Sees over the top, latches down. Quad catching these players! Wow. Durka, fast engagement. Dives forwards, taking point. Low enough still, now you see the orbital strike, and what is that? Kawazine, the absolute difference maker. A triple, when he really should have got nothing. Spike in the hands of Chronicle, looks to make a play, pushing into the spawn. Loud doing the most, no way, not a chance in hell. Leo, he can't be doing this. And indeed he doesn't, but listen. God, he made it precarious.
What a round from both of those players, Kawazine and Leo. That was the head-to-head, actually, that the desk was highlighting. As 2 players that had varying amounts of impact on the first map, but my God, whenever I watch Kawazine here on Fracture, it seems like he gets 3Ks constantly. This map is certainly going to be a battle between the 2 IGLs in terms of game plans, but there are plenty of opportunities for individuals to make their mark. And Loud look like they want to try and push out Dish. This is removing one of those ult orbs, clearing one side of the map, giving them some useful information. And Loud are now going to realize there's probably people under tunnel or pivoting into B.
Yep, it's the re-clear through Arcade because they anticipate this. The lockdown play in tunnel.
Do they go to break it?
Looks like they're just giving up the site. The entirety of Loud are grouped up here on the north side.
And the Nanoswarm there to defend it as well.
Still a little bit bloodied there. Boaster looking for the right angle, and here is the go button. Rolling Thunder cuts across, but stuns on stuns. No one can really gain any ground. Boombot is there. Durka pushed back away from the nade. Boaster's got his ult online. How does he want to use it? Right here, right now. Catching, connecting, Stinger as well. Lets it rip and wrangles the beast. Left into the 2v3. Loud. Armbot place, they know nobody's pushing, but waves of this utility are now going to start to come through, or at least Chronicle stun out in the open. Leo, a swing to bail out his teammate, his compatriot. 3-1, Fnatic taking this lead.
It is very difficult to beat Fnatic when they have ults online. The game plans are just immaculate with it. And over the course of this whole tournament, I have been mightily impressed with Boaster. The addition of Leo and Chronicle seems to have freed up the IGL to not have to macro as much, to think more about his own game. And Boaster's decision-making, ultimate usage, and fragging has all gone up as a result. I'm constantly impressed. A play like that where he uses his ult, swings around, grabs another. He wants this trophy. You can see it in the way that he plays. He can tell the time is 9. He has the best opportunity he's ever had.
Never been closer than this, without the exception of that first LAN event.
And listen, he didn't get a map then, so this is already closer.
Starting off much better. Spike stuck, second guessing themselves. There was util sent flying. Loud were looking to disrupt, but they guessed incorrectly.
And these are dangerous moments because Fnatic have 2 players close to ults again. Durka and Chronicle, you don't want to be feeding them. Loud would love to try and keep the economy in check, but it comes at a cost.
Louder were looking to try and fight this one, but listen, never favored. Slight angle, crouch, still Durka, snaps to it. Shuts that one down. 2 years. Center's play, looking to see if he can at least take away a rifle or 2, but yeah, I mean, Fnatic are not giving him anything, man. No scraps, no crumbs.
No, and Fnatic chaining all of this economical advantage into an ultimate advantage. Sure, Loud have players that are close as well and have some big ults online, but as the attacking team, Fnatic are normally going to be able to take command of the round early and impose their game plan upon things. Unless you see large, breach ult into spawn or Sadak doing something crazy with that. Fnatic at the end of this timeout called by their opponents are going to be able to concoct a strategy that revolves around Durka taking space with a showstopper, maybe Leo's ult combined, Chronicle for a post-plant. There are just infinite varieties of things that Boaster can cook up here, and he's been given even more time to do it now with this Loud timeout.
We're looking right now at a very off-balance Loud. Off kilter, looking to regain that balance any way or form. That's what the timeout's for, but it's just so difficult. Just to reiterate what you were talking about, Josh, listen, Fnatic, there's no one who does it quite like them so far at this lock-in event, at this lock-in tournament. When it comes to coming up with those cheeky ideas, anything to just throw off your opponent.
And isn't it absurd that this team has only been playing together for the last 2 months?
It is. They look insane.
They played some show matches and stuff over the course of December, but after talking to Mini, their coach, they weren't even practicing seriously for those. They were just turning up and playing them because, yeah, it was just a bit of fun in Japan, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, they are looking like they want some more fun in Japan in a couple months' time. You saw the flash of the trophy there. This team is on a warpath, and Loud stand in their way. Many more maps potentially to be played in this series, but Fnatic are in command currently.
Oh, here we go. Similar play that we've been seeing from this Fnatic squad. That's a seize. Only so that Durka can't be punished. He's leading it in with his showstopper rocket. Will it find it? Guesses incorrectly. Less of the re-swing. Narrowly escaping, but he is being threatened. But the crosshair placement is immaculate. Leono! How does he do it? Raw potential made manifest. The backside of Horse there, still the spike is out in the open.
Like a little gift from Wingman, isn't it? Dropped into the laps of Loud. And a pretty big breakdown in terms of the coordination there from Fnatic. Had a long time to talk about how the ults were working, but Alpha was not tight enough to Durka. What is this with 50 seconds left? Calling the long rotate.
Heavy
all
rotate.
the way through spawn.
And look at this, knives out, not worried that anybody could be lurking.
Why would they be? The spike sat in front of them, no Omen ult to worry about. 2E's is watching for it. He knows there is a slim chance this play has been made.
I believe the turret might spot them as well as they come around this corner. It does. 2 years is ready. Does he expect a second? He hears it. Leo jiggle of the movement. Once more left.
He needs the ace.
So much to do. Spammable. Less in that position. Shot not found. Oh my goodness! And it's down to this. Time pressure is there. Nightfall. No more sound cues. Top of the plant. Leo, he's struggling and he just can't collect it. Aspas steps up. And he finishes it.
I cannot believe that. I thought he'd done it. I thought Leo had that. So much damage done to Aspas. In some sense, the duelist for Loud is lucky to get away with it. This 2K to start things out. And then all of that damage done while Aspas was up a drop, literally 1 HP.
Oh my.
A single bullet.
It would have done it.
But Aspas stands strong and delivers when his team needs him. That's what I mean by being the difference maker, by making a statement.
Oh.
Being an example.
Oh no. Is it Loud who want to take the fight? It is indeed. Rocket went flying. Sadak will pay for it though. 1 for 1 at that. Aspas still.
Sloppy from Fnatic. Ulting Leo as Aspas finds a pick on the north side too. Loud definitely feel like they're applying enough pressure so that Fnatic, the cracks are starting to show.
Struggling.
This
No
is now
dissuading this one, Josh.
2 rounds in a row here where Fnatic themselves have been making the errors to allow Loud an early advantage.
Positioning known. Still, sight not getting cleared here. Third down and out. Post has worked himself into a very advanced position. Smoke found. Tries to take the fight. He doesn't wait it out. Punished nevertheless for it. Still.
Rough timing.
Advanced crossfire. Leo making sure nobody can find him from behind, but it's Loud who are converging onto this position. 4 players, and look at it. It's meticulous. No gap left on. Standstill. Resend away. And just like that, shoes on the other foot. Kawazine, you can't even handle it. How did Fnatic do it? How did they pull themselves from the brink?
Leo and Chronicle continue to put the super into super team. Fnatic look insane with these 2 firing on all cylinders. Any round is winnable. The plant out in the open is awesome there. Just perfect territory for them to set up crossfires. The look on Sadak's face says it all.
Yep.
Mini's not needed in some of these rounds. Pure brilliance.
Been singing the praises of these Fnatic players over and over again. Loud can't catch a break. Molly at the feet. Anchoring hard onto the site. Despite the pistols, looks like they were able to get that kill. Rifle drop down, knives, Aspas, quick reactions. Meets his foe, the opposition that is Boaster. Lockdown's being used here. This has to be pushed. Loud know it. They move forwards, looking to try and fight this one. Right round the side! And it gives it the perfect angle. Chronicle. How does he remain calm in these situations? 2 years. Weak, gets out of his life. Spike reclaimed though, 50 seconds still left to work with in the round. Do they want to slow it down or do they want to take it? Looks like the plant will start to go. They're weak though, and that spacing is not good.
Alpia trying to play directly on top of the body. And Kawazine looks to shut it down again.
My. 4 in the round, a thrifty as well.
It's all of the new players to the grand final, isn't it, Brent? They all are desperate to write their own story and add a new page to the history of both of these teams.
Loud are going to be pleased. Momentum was shifting in this map. The scales tipping in the favor of Fnatic, but they respond. Now just 2 away from that even scoreline. Fast again. That's the play. Spammers also catching. Alfie is so low inside the smoke. We're going to be spotting this one. It's a battle on multiple fronts still. Oh, the timing! And Aspas doesn't let it rip there, but a Rolling Thunder will catch him stunned up. There's no way he gets away with it, and indeed he does not. But look at this, Fnatic. Fast to try and bail him out. They don't expect the backstabber 2 years. Flash in the face of Leo. Reaction's not there to dodge it.
Boaster's made it winnable with that kill. He knows where the last 2 players are. Spike down, obviously, but a minute to play with. He can threaten misdirection in a lot of different ways.
Does he still want to take this? It's a 1v2. Spike dropped down. It should be favored for Loud. Kawazine and Tuyas, the 2 newcomers, against the man who's had his eyes set on that long-term goal. Open yourself up. And Kawazine, there's no re-swing. There's no readjustments, but a misstep. Kawazine, always the closer.
great recovery in this map, isn't it, from Loud? 3 of the last 4 rounds going their way has brought things almost level. Definitely some shakiness in Fnatic's play. They're kind of patching it up with the individual brilliance coming out from Chronicle and Leo, but overall, I think this timeout is absolutely needed because Loud are looking like the more diligent team. And I was saying that I was looking towards Aspas and Sadak to really step up in this double duelist role and show the rest of the squad how it's done. But Cowanzine, he hasn't been to a Grand Finals before, but he's got that LAN experience from his time on NIP. 17-year-old player, showed incredible promise when he played at previous global tournaments. And just think about this. This 17-year-old guy was asked to fill the gap left by Sassy, the most veteran presence in Brazilian Valorant.
Yeah, the right-hand man of Sadak.
And I think Cowanzine's brought his own spin to the role. He hasn't just filled the shoes directly. He's been playing Sky and Breach, fragging and supporting, I think, in equal measures. And you're seeing it demonstrated here on Fracture. He's helped them out in so many moments. I think you're right. He's still got that same flair where it feels like he can be that safe pair of hands, but he's willing to get active in a lot of spots.
Sometimes you need that, somebody to fight dirty. Throw a bit of a curveball at them, why not? Take a swing in a fight. Loud steadily regaining their footing.
And Loud have been fighting aggressively for an area of the map at least. Pushing Dish, pushing Tree, making things easier for them on defense. Fnatic haven't been great at stopping that so far, but they've thrived in the chaos.
The goal for them now to try and play into this. Prowler. Oh my goodness, a bit of a misstep there. There was an open opportunity. Aspas could have really put a stopper to that one still. Satchel up to the high ground now. How does he manage that? Rattle off the shot. Buddy up in his hands. This is a call to be made. Look at this from Fnatic. 3 of them grouped up in this morning. 4 of them actually. I correct myself, leading for that late lurker of Alpha Year. They've completely flipped the map.
Does Tui's have any idea about this? He's got to get the call, and he's forced to take a risky approach and clear out Tree.
It's an injection of chaos. Fnatic looking to see if they can really start to drive a wedge between the rest of them. Still, they contain. Cowanzine, so disciplined. 1 kill, backs away, doesn't give away anything else.
Very diligent cloudburst there actually for Aspas as he repositions to get rid of Alpha Year. Can Durka make magic? It doesn't look like he's aware.
Doubled up, rifle spotted. And Louder in control. What can Boaster do? 4 players meeting them. It would have to be a monumental play. Blinded up though, spam at the box, right to his back. And the man's gonna file it underneath him. Deep breaths.
In that round, it felt chaotic because of the decisions that Boaster had gone for and pathing Fnatic through spawn. But actually, the responses from Loud were really good. Tui's adjusted to it perfectly. The rest of the Loud players coming through had a nice backstab play. And even Sadak was ready to get the punish onto Durka. They dealt with that chaotic round very nicely. They have come back into Fracture, looking super strong here on their defense side, making nice adjustments after the DRX game.
Quite sublime. 5-5, 2 more rounds, 2 more opportunities to gain that narrow lead. Boombot in the corner, Boaster dodging, weaving, seeing if he can avoid it, but he did end up having to break it.
Durka has his ult online. It's Durka and Chronicle over at Dish with 2 ults to work with.
And how will this fight get taken?
I mean, I think Loud just have to give the site here, right? You can play back in. I don't really think you want to be using Tui's ult to deny the plant.
Whoa,
that's a long-range one.
Sailed across the map. No kills found, those. Durka was dropped down quite low. Plant now. Orbital strike and a stun. Chronicle. Goodness gracious me, man. Be hopping away. Survives for now. Now the Rolling Thunder, and it's a collapse. Fnatic want to fight. They don't want to make this easy. Taking back their space. Nightfall on line, and Plant will go down. Not too many problems. Molly missing. So many angles to watch for. So many angles to watch for. Yet it's Aspas. Consistent. And where is the layers? Where is the play? Tuyes holds it down. Defending the lockdown. To his dying breath, but he will not fall. Left up to Leo, and he just cannot maintain.
Loud looks so in control at this point, baiting Fnatic into the A setup. And I thought that they were going to use those ults to go for some elaborate retake, but they just squeezed. They applied constant, slow pressure until these Fnatic players were forced to take unfavorable fights one at a time. Look at the reaction there from Fraud. His team's got life in it, and this is why you can never count a team out. Even after they lose on their map pick, it's a BO5. There are so many moments for teams to go back and forth. A final like this is often such an emotional roller coaster. And Aspas holds his nerve this time.
That is pure disrespect. Just fully confident. Waits to see if somebody would peek behind it. Fnatic spam. Oh, they know. And that probably gets used. Leo brought down to a sliver of health. Double satchel though. Durka clearing out the site, but look at where this util is. Panic. Ever so slightly. Nanoswarm popped off, but it's a closer plan, so Poster won't be pushed back. But guess what? Pace injected. This is Loud looking to try and take the fight.
Is Leo fast? Leo?
Close to the corner. Leo! Real difference maker! He can't get the third, but maybe he's done enough.
Certainly made it very difficult for Tuyes and Aspas. I'm not sure they know about Alpia's position. And even if they do, how do you break this crossfire? The plant position's so good.
Util cleared over. A strike wasn't even waiting for the tap. More time being purchased. 3v2, Aspas and Tuyes. You got to make the most of this one. It's the last round and a half. A tap of it, forcing the fights. But look at the discipline. Look at the patience. Fnatic not giving them anything. Not a thing in the world. And they've got that extra element. Alpha in the back pocket. That's 6-6.
And it certainly feels like both teams are fighting tooth and nail here for Fracture. Really diligent post-plant play, but Loud have also shown us some excellent stuff over this half so far. The double duelist comp has just got to find value on attack.
Maybe they've done enough, but before we head into that second half, let's send it down to Doug, who's down on the floor.
Thank you so much, Brent. I'm sure you can hear it. I'm sure you can feel it. This crowd is electric. I'm standing by with Sugetsu. I gotta ask you about this double duelist comp from Loud on Fracture. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are your thoughts on it in general?
I mean, this combination of agents is very good for attack side. Like, I can't imagine what they will do on defense. Like, I have no thoughts about this, but on attack it's strong enough.
So if you think their attack side is stronger, a 6-6 half should be pretty good?
It's not good. It's not good at all. I think they will like counting, like they will like 8-4 maximum. And on defense they could do something with pushes probably, like T side push, city side map. I mean city spawn push, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
And it's been a very good match. Again, it's a 6-6 half. I want to ask you about Fnatic in particular, because you think about their history, and they always get to big moments and then they fall apart. But it feels like this team is different. It seems like they have more confidence. It seems like they're far more level-headed. Having played against them, what makes them so good?
I mean, we were always losing to their new roster. Like, they were creating new roster, we're losing to them. After we're like taking revenge, we can say. So for me, this roster is like kind of the same as they had like 2 times. So even if they will, basically we need to see when they will lose at least one map, how they will go, like in Fuser.
Yeah, last question, it's got to be quick. Who do you have winning this match?
Fnatic.
Fnatic,
Yeah.
You heard it. He's full on Fnatic, EMEA all the way.
EMEA,
let's
let's
throw
go.
it back down to the casters. Bren, Sideshow, she's all yours.
Well, confidence from Sugetsu in his EMEA brothers.
And why wouldn't he be confident? Fnatic's defense side obliterated Na'Vi, and I did not see that one coming. They had so many set plays. But this whole map is going to play quite differently in this match, because Aspas and Sadak are playing the double duelist, looking to get up aggressive in people's faces.
And we look towards Sadak to be that guy playing the raise. He's got to have some of that impact. Currently sitting at 2-11. And the IGL Sailors team to a win here. Now to find out. Second half beginning here. Lovely bit of pressure. Fault line. Loud forced to give up that space that they gained. Bit of a jiggle. Oh my goodness, Boaster. Lucky man to get away with that. 13 health, still alive in the fight, but a dash forwards. Now the plant will start to go down. No clearance in tower. Not a worry in the world. Deny the plant.
Great nade.
Beautiful nade. Just bounds right into the arc. And now you see it. Fast re-clearance. B main wants to be taken. Fnatic, they're not wasting any time, but a call is made. Aspas. Sky. Running, skipping, hopping all the way through Canteen. Stun. Re-swing, not expecting it. And Boast, oh my goodness, damage being done. He was really being pushed to his limits. Aspas, how does he want to fight that one with his teammate? Up in tower, sticking all the way. You gotta contest this, and they don't. Fnatic, once more, the arena sounding more like a library. They are stunned and deafened.
Such a good pistol round from Fnatic there. Being able to control that, but I think the crucial one is just that Boaster doesn't get cleared. The push deep into spawn should have gotten rid of Boaster, leaving Aspas healthy and Sadak alive. I think it's a great call from the IGL, but Boaster gets away with murder.
Doesn't get cleaned out on 13 health.
And that puts
that's just a difference maker.
That puts crazy pressure on Loud's shoulders here. Whoops. Bit of a miss there from Leo, and jeers fly out from the crowd, but massive economical disadvantage here for Loud. And I think some time for Sadak to think upon the game plan and what he can do to be able to bring this map back under Loud control after a pretty good first half. For Sadak, I keep thinking back to the quote that he had in an interview after the NRG game. That game that went to OT and pushed Sadak to his limits. He said that he almost broke down and started crying, trying to think of a solution to what was going on there. The pressure is just so immense for these IGLs to come up with the answer. And especially when you're on such a heavy fragging roll and you're supposed to be delivering big kills and space for the rest of your team too.
So much that lies on his shoulders. The mantle of responsibility. Now it's Loud looking to claim anything they can. They'll be happy with a couple of kills going into this one, but steadily making their way forwards. Ground gained, but they want that spike down. They want to get into that post plant. Difficult to try and re-clear this. Stray shot to the body. Leo. Lovely trade, still less is there. Watching his teammates back, and time running low.
Shouldn't be able to get this plant down. A couple of players ready to push him. And he walks into Boaster, who's holding a very safe angle. 8th round on the board for Fnatic here. And these are the kind of moments where Fnatic were cooking stuff up. Pivotal economic swing rounds like this, they went aggressive. With often ultimates, although there's none on the board available for them now, but often going for some kind of, you know, Durka showstopper push into or through arcade, doing a collapse on the south side that destroyed Na'Vi. All of this defensive aggression, and if you look at the minimap, Fnatic are planning it here at Tree. A massive clash on our hands.
Clash of wills, a clash of that util. Push forwards, Durka. Oh my goodness, this guy is unrelenting. Haunt at the top in the tree. Does reveal the players, 3 of them there, and Alfia close, spamming it down. I was hoping for the second, but they don't quite walk into it.
Durka's so fast behind them though. Fnatic unrelenting on the flank.
And look at this, you have to try and play this Boaster. Will he stay alive? And he's being corralled, contained in the spawn, but post plant setup looks quite ideal. 2 players deep onto the site for Loud. What can they do? And this smoke is difficult. Bit of spam just in case. Taking every precaution.
It's a lovely reposition. This fight, Aspas, no way! What was Aspas looking at? He had the timing, he had everything.
He misses the easy kill, and it's Fnatic cleaning it up. They're eating it up.
But the Killjoy lockdown, this is what I was talking about. The reposition from Les is gorgeous. Up into dish.
One detained. Flash misses. Off to the side, time running low now. Oh my God! Rifle's not doing too much, but it is time that is the biggest enemy. Nana Swarm dropped, and all Les has got to do is survive. He knows he's claimed the round.
Fnatic look like that could have been a round one for them. But it's the crucial reposition that Les goes for, recognizing that if all of these players are flanking from the south side of the map, Dish is going to be open. A bold move, a good ultimate, online in round 15 as well, very early to get the lockdown online. And it makes all the difference there. Puts pressure on the Loud economy though. Bulldog and a Guardian brought up into this. North side crunch perhaps?
Looks like it. Usul waiting for some sort of contact, maybe off the boom bot, but holding it. There's the stun. 2 years. Unfortunate position he's been forced into, but a smoke at his back. A bit more peace of mind knowing that really Fnatic would have a tough time trying to get through it.
But all of that fighting forces Loud into a passive spot and gives the ult orb to Durka. And now he has his ultimate to deny a plant or go for a retake. As everybody on Loud, apart from Les, coalesces in arcade.
Grouping up. Updraft dash, Aspas missing it. Aftershock making sure nobody can swing, yet it is equal trades. An even fight. And Leo, all the more powerful for it. Players weak enough. Oh my God, this guy's looking snappy. And 2 years. He knows what one of the players is, but that was that 1v2. Can't keep putting these young guns in these positions. Pressure is mounting. Can he come up with it? Not going to be handed an easy one. So much to clear. And Leo,
he's
everywhere.
everywhere.
Once, say it again. Man's everywhere. Safe hands. Again, pulling them forward. A 2-round lead.
You just can't give him those opportunities. He's at 21 kills already.
This is absurd.
In 16 rounds. And it's not like Loud played that perfectly. Leo was offered opportunity after opportunity to take 1v1s, and he wins them. But Loud got snarled up there. Really big communication problem. Maybe the pressure or the nerves getting to them. The weight of being one map down and losing control of Fracture perhaps. But the timings were all off, and now they're just going to group and hope that Aspas can fly them through.
All 5 of them, Util sailing right over the edge, and a fight to be taken still. Fnatic unable to give up any ground, unwilling to give up any ground, but it's afforded them the ult. Rolling Thunder clears and cleaves, but still there's layers to it. The Molotov at their feet, Kaozin burns to a crisp and a risky play indeed. Watched for though. Attracting the ire of Alphair, never really a comfortable position. And they know exactly where they are. This is Fnatic with such a commanding lead. Now momentum behind them, looking to try and seal it and claim that second map here in our grand finals.
You just saw it there, Loud are going to take a timeout after this one. Another attempt at a thrifty. So their economy's still in an all right position, but they just can't get value from the duelist players. Against so much of the rest of the field, against everybody other than Fnatic, it feels like you're getting huge moments coming out from Aspas and very solid fragging coming from Sadak. Bala's right. Sadak hasn't been a star, a superstar player on the Rays, but he's, against most teams, been very solid and putting up decent performances. Here, he's getting himself in good spots. His brain's working, but 3 and 16, not able to find the duels. Against the individual talent of Fnatic, at the moment, he can't hold a candle, and Aspas isn't quite dragging them through these rounds with his brilliance either. Loud are in a really difficult spot.
Just being outclassed when it comes to those individuals.
And what a statement that is. It might sound superficial, but Loud itself is a Brazilian super team. Maybe that would apply more to the former roster, but even so, Kawanzin, hot prospect, Tui's star duelist player. Adding these guys all together with the Argentinian IGLing of Sadak. Some of the best the Americas has to offer. The best in terms of lock-in. For them to be losing on an individual level is absurd.
speaks volumes. The expectations
oh my
here,
God.
and that's what you got to be careful of.
Wow, that's so close.
Oh
so
my
close.
God.
It's the same kind of stun ult play that we saw take out one of the Na'Vi players previously.
So good for it. No kill claim, though. Sadak lucky, honestly, as well. Still has a bit of armor intact. Chronicle, this angle is so goddamn cheeky.
And they trade one ult for another. The Brim ult being used for Chronicle to get an orb, and they maintain control of Halls here for 40 seconds just based off their ultimate gameplay.
And Loud feel like they're just struggling for answers. They use an ult in kind, look to try and take some space towards Halls, but they're shut down before they can even grab their footing. It's a noise fake. You can see them. They were charging their way over towards B, and the goal of this is to try and drag those rotations from Fnatic.
And it has opened a gap. Chronicles looking back towards the north side of the map, dropping down into a very safe anchor position with Alpha Year. Unless they get caught in transition here, just jiggle peeking, they're still going to be able to put up some resistance.
Alvia spotted him. Watching for it. Flash through, forcing out the cloud burst, blocking the line of sight angles. The players flooding in, but a Nana Swarm, it blocks them. They can't follow up, and they're left stumbling, grumbling, faltering right before they can even get through the choke.
What a shutdown that was. Fnatic are so quick to call for help and so diligent with their multiple setups. Look at how immediately this response was. Leo throwing a haunt down, Boaster there ready to kill Aspas and cover that angle so that everybody else on Fnatic can just face the choke point. They are destroying Loud. Toying with them almost in some of these rounds.
It's a word we use frequently, actually, over the course of this tournament when describing Fnatic is that dismantling. Making some of the best teams at this event just look like they don't even stand a chance at times. This is Loud. Listen, they didn't have an easy path to get here to the grand finals. Theirs was full of issues. But there has been that raw individuality that sometimes sails them to calmer waters. Can they do it again in this round? The buy's weaker. Aspas was good to claim the first opening, but there was that instant response again. Left into a 4v4, tap of the spike. Hoping they can force out the util. There's the C's and the nade.
And this looks like a cancel from Sadak, getting fed information by less. But he's got to know that Althea is still around here. He can hear the turret, and the alarm bot's still up. It's a great shot, but just too far away. Althea survives on 5 HP, and that
Brutal.
could be pivotal.
Absolutely brutal. Backs away, survives. Bit of spam. Les has worked himself into the angle, and despite being so low, making plays. Skipping a hop through. Fnatic are so quick to plug up any sort of gaps in the defensive protocols.
The help comes instantly, and Aspas on a bit of a lurk play, left to pick up the pieces with 20 seconds left.
Has to be the most. No time to waste. Spike out in the open. Spam angle, 7 bullets. And he just doesn't anticipate it. Clearance is there, but as soon as the shot's fired, Durka, confidence in bounds. And this is Fnatic once more crawling their way to that map point.
Steamrolling their way to that map point. There has been no chance for Loud in this half. Defense side, they put up some resistance. On attack, Fnatic's ability to control the map has just proved far too much for them. The ultimate cycling, again, always in favor of Fnatic. And a reminder, Fnatic obviously have still yet to drop a map at lock-in. And I don't think it's happening here.
It would have to be 5 rounds from Loud. Try and get a semblance of OT, and they just can't quite come up with the answers, because how can you against this, man?
Look how many different defensive setups there are, how many trap plays and layers. This team has only had a few months together.
They look so well put together. The firepower, the strategy, made manifest here on the brink of winning. Second map in the grand finals. Nightfall only tags onto the 1, pushes them back, but it just feels like Loud are hoping for anything. An unforced error, someone just gets into their sight line. Aspas is the man to watch for. Pressure applied, though, onto multiple areas. Door opened up. They're going to be able to hear this one. So Fnatic still uncertain as to where this is trying to land. Spike finally being picked up, though, and Les has got himself into a forward position. Could be a real thorn in the side, but he's cleaned up nevertheless. Spike has to go down here. Lockdown in play. Fnatic might be looking to try and close up this map. The right pretty both. Oh my goodness.
It's a good nade, though, to take out the lockdown.
3 players left standing. Loud trying to hold on. Any sort of grip they can get onto this series. Aspas is good. He equalizes it in a 3-on-3 fight. Flash dodged. The Fnatic are scaling, taking that space onto the site now. How does this get taken? Stun across. Chronicle! 2 found. Aftershock pushes them away, but it's all too little and all too late. Out for year with all the time in the world, and that is just brutal. Second map claimed here in this grand finals.
A warpath being carved out. Scorched earth here as Fnatic bully their way through. No resistance from Loud in that half, none whatsoever. 2-0 up in the series and 1 map away from Chronicle lifting his 2nd trophy, and the rest of Fnatic finally getting that sweet title that they've been going for years at this point.
The job's not finished. It's a best of 5. The tide of battle could change at a given moment. Loud still in this one, but they've got to claw their way back from an unbelievable deficit.
And once again, Leo, the best player in the server. He's got to be on for tournament MVP at this point. Mini's reaction to some of these plays from Leo from Chronicle are all absurd. Loud have to step up to start to match this.
Fnatic, firepower in spades, strategy book seems to be bigger than the Bible. That's going to do it for map number 2. We'll see on the other side of this break just how far this series will really go.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.